The Elkhorn Lodge stood 16 miles northeast of town, sitting next to a lake, its shores lined with canoes, rowboats, and paddleboats. Large, healthy, and lush trees surrounded the lodge and lake, like a loving mother holding her children tightly against her bosom. Having never been to the lodge before, Nikki couldn't believe how incredibly beautiful the landscape was. The trees were much more verdant and thick than those in her own yard. It seemed to her, as Hawk tugged his Jeep off a narrow 2-lane back road onto a long dirt driveway leading down to the lodge, as if the entire world had changed right before her eyes. "It's so beautiful." "The lodge sits only 3 miles from the Canadian border," Hawk explained, easing the Jeep down the driveway. "The lodge is owned by Mr. and Mrs. Snowfield. I don't know that much about them, except that they built it in 1978 and have been here ever since." Nikki spotted the lake, sparkling like diamonds through a set of thick trees. Then she noticed a lot of vehicles. It was tourist season after all, and all of the hotels in town were booked solid. "Is this lodge very popular?" she asked Hawk. Hawk shrugged his shoulders. "I can't really say," he answered, glancing at Nikki. "Listen, Pop isn't going to like you being here. You're not going to get first dibs on this case, okay? At best, you're going to get some leftovers. I'll give you whatever information I can." Nikki understood. She appreciated Hawk being honest with her. "I won't be any trouble, partner." Hawk sighed and then grinned. He liked Nikki, but having her partner with him on cases sure was going to cause him some grief. Spotting Chief Daly's car parked in front of a log cabin that served as a lobby, Hawk brought the Jeep to a stop. "Okay," he said. "Get out and stay out of sight for now. Walk down to the lake. I'll come and get you when the coast is clear." "In other words, when Chief Daly leaves," Nikki told Hawk. "I understand." "Listen," Hawk turned to Nikki. "Pop and I, well, we're getting to know each other. But the ground we're on isn't exactly stable, you know. I admit I don't make it too easy on Pop, and he returns the favor often enough. If he sees you here, well, the sky just might fall. For now, you're my silent partner." "You got it," Nikki smiled at Hawk. Opening the door, she got out and quickly jogged between a set of trees and disappeared. Hawk watched her vanish into the trees and then drove up to the lobby. Peering out from behind a tree, Nikki watched Hawk park next to Chief Daly's car and then get out. She counted 2 police cars, a coroner's car, and a brown Wagoneer, all parked in front. Behind the lobby stood the lodge, sitting like a cozy dream, waiting to be entered. The lodge was a long, 2-story wooden building that suggested nights filled with cozy fires and hot chocolate. Even though the weather was warm, she envisioned the lodge covered with snow, people out on skis, kids ice skating on the lake. But where are the people? She asked herself, spotting only a single white BMW parked at the side of the lodge. Watching Hawk glance in her direction, Nikki stayed out of sight until he opened the front door of the lobby and vanished inside. Wanting to make a dash to the BMW to get the license plate number, Nikki bit down on her lower lip. If she was seen by anyone, that would be all she wrote for her. It seemed that everyone was in the lobby area. Nikki searched the lodge but couldn't see a single person. "If I'm fast," she said, taking a daring chance. Exploding out from behind the tree she was hiding behind, Nikki ran at an angle across the warm grass toward the white BMW. Feeling her feet leave the grass and hit the gravel, she picked up her speed. Looking toward the lobby, she ran to the BMW, slid to a stop, read the license plate number, and then, like lightning, disappeared back into the trees just as Chief Daly walked out of the lobby. Breathing hard, she eased her head out from behind a tree and watched. "Take the body to the morgue," Chief Daly told the man. "After my son takes a look around, I'll be back in town." "Are you sure it was a heart attack?" the man asked Chief Daly. "You're the dang coroner," Chief Daly snapped as 2 police officers walked out of the lobby with Hawk. Chief Daly motioned for them to drive back into town. "You 2 get back in town. Detective Hawk will take over from here. And you," he said, pointing at the coroner, "I want an autopsy performed by tonight."